will come in your Google Drive. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, have you used Google Meet before, Pauline?
Yeah.
This looks quite good, actually. Quite straightforward. And okay, so I go back there. Okay, so nobody else has joined yet, but we're still only 5 o'clock.
That's a private lesson then.
Yeah. Where are you, Pauline? Are you in the Netherlands?
I'm in the Netherlands, yeah.
It looks very sunny there.
It is quite sunny, yeah. Today it is good weather, yeah.
Oh,
but I'm just back from Rome. I had program coding camp with 60 students, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's lovely.
That was really from 12 different countries, so that was kind of an experience, yeah.
Was it online?
No, real life, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I traveled with 6 students to Rome.
Wow.
And all the people who traveled with them had to give courses. So that was nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
That was
brilliant. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. And I see is it oh no, just left. Was in, but has just left.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll give it another couple of minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
Technology. I haven't got any emails from anyone saying they're having problems, but
it is 6, so maybe they're thinking it's a different hour, different time lapse. No, you said a special, and when you send the invite, because in here in the Netherlands it's 6, but with you it is 5 o'clock, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, there's another one.
Hey,
hello,
Ender.
Hello.
Hi,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Where are you, Ender?
I'm in Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, lovely Dublin. Is the sun shining there too?
It's a mixture. Yeah, I'd say it is for the times when it is.
Very good. Yeah.
So we're just waiting, Ender. I mean, we'll give it another couple of minutes. There's Pauline on here from the Netherlands.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we've met in the past, Pauline. Well,
I think so.
Online, haven't we? Certainly on X, which is lovely. So Ender, there are around 35. I've sent out 35 invites. So far, well, I think there's 3, unless this looks like it's an AI. Not quite sure. Firefly AI. It might be me that set that up. I've got no idea. But yes, we'll see. So we'll give it another couple of minutes. You can probably see, Ender, or hopefully you can see my screen. I've got Microbit Classroom. What I'll do is why don't I copy that invite link and then I'll put that in the chat. So then you can fire that up on your screen. So I'll just do that. Now I go to Meet. Now, how do I do this? I go contributors. Where's the chat box? Where's the chat box? Oh,
it's on the right.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. And I will just do a paste. There you go.
There it is. Yeah.
There you go. So, Ender, if you just click on that, and then that should get you in. All you need to do is just put your name, and then you'll be in, and you should appear on the left-hand side of the classroom tool.
Sure.
But actually, let's got anyone else? Maybe some messages. Actually, let me paste the link into this chat, and then we'll get started. Meet. No, hang on. Calendar. Copy. So
I will go in another room, so I have 2 screens. So I leave this one, and then Chris.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I have 2 screens. It's easier to work in.
Yeah. Of course. Okay. Hey, Connie. The meeting link is that one. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get started. Why not? Just a couple of us. I've got Connie who sent me a message. Anyway, I've sent the link out. The guys will join when they can. So, yeah. Okay. Actually, it's quite nice. Just the three of us for now. It's quite nice. So I'll.
Cozy. It's cozy.
It is. Quite relaxed. Do you know, I'm going to take this off because this is.
Oh yeah, it's too cozy.
Yeah, it's. So while we're here, so I'll explain. So I'm a teacher, or a computing teacher. So I teach. I've just joined a new school starting on Friday, which will be lovely, and it's a girls' school, and I'm teaching children from 6 to 16, which is often the way when you're a specialist teacher. I'm sure it's no different in Ireland or in the Netherlands, but you know, which is lovely. I get to teach, you know, well, in this case, it will be little sisters and big sisters and have some fun with that. And, you know, it really is lovely getting to know whole families. So there's that side of it. It's not the same class every day. Anyway, so why did I use Frogger? I think it's important to start with that. Frogger, looking at the history of gaming, at least what I know about it, I remember playing it as a child, but it was a game that was one of the first that was seen as a game not just for boys but for girls as well. That it was a very popular game all those years ago, but everybody enjoyed it, not only boys. Maybe Space Invaders was more with boys. Oh, hello guys, we've just started. No bother. Why don't I resend the link in case you haven't got it? I've just put a Google. No problem. Is it Ada or Ida? Is it Ada? No problem, Ida. Okay, Ida. So I've put the link to the classroom tool in there. If you click that, you'll go in. So the reason why I've used Frogger, or using games like this, is that they're inclusive. They're meant to hook everyone. So same with Mario, or you know, everybody loves Mario. It's not something with you know, maybe more traditionally for boys or just for girls. It's something for everybody. So that's why Frogger is a great game. Now with the microbit, there it is. Here's my microbit. All right, here is one of my microbits. Probably like you, I've got loads of them. Here it is. There it is. So you probably get a sense that Frogger, the screen can only be read, which I guess frogs, maybe in the jungle frogs are red, but I guess maybe not in the Netherlands or Ireland or the UK. So we can only have red frogs, but that's fine. So we're going to have cars, they can be red, going left to right, and then we're going to have our frog that's going to attempt to cross the road. Now I can't think of his name. Lovely updates on X that he's in Houston. He had Frogger, but he had, rather than a car going left to right or right to left, he had a red dot going in circles or kind of mazy. It was lovely as a pattern that the frog had to avoid. That was kind of cool. Oh, Ada, are you able to get in? Because you can get into the classroom tool and then I can show you and get started with the code. But Ada, if you click the link that's in the chat, then you'll be able to get in. It's okay. All right. Well, I'll get started anyway. So I'm just going to see who else. Is there anyone I'm missing? So we've got Pauline, Enda, and Ida. Okay, fine. So here we go. So with Microbit Classroom, so this is my teacher view. I can do this. I know I've done this before. I can do lock student screens. Great, which is a great classroom tool. Unlock student screens. I always like showing that off. That's really good for us as teachers. You can also put your hand up as well if you have any questions, which is great, as if we were in the classroom. And I can also have, if I go to setup, or hang on, where am I? Sorry, invite. That was the one I was looking for. Show student joining details. And so students can join with this or click the link that I've sent out and put into chat. So anyway, we're all on apart from Ida, but Ida, it's in the Meet. It's in the chat. If you click that, you'll be able to get in. Right, let's get started. So I'm going to just do a quick edit of, so I click edit code and just wait a few moments for it to load. And I'm going to use the, well, I always use the advanced game blocks for this. I don't think they're particularly advanced. They're just not part of the default. But if you click advanced, you'll find them. And Ender, have you games with the microbit, or what's your experience with the microbit?
No, I've no experience with the microbit. I've taught a bit of coding.
Okay.
In terms of the environment you're using here, I suppose Scratch is the closest thing I've come, you know, that I've been working with.
Okay.
That's again with kids varying from age 8, 9 up to 16, 17. Okay. As you say, in a kind of a specialist, either extracurricular or possibly as part of a, you know, for the older ones, it's part of their varied program that they do kind of midway through their secondary school cycle. They take on different modules. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing Scratch and a bit of Java, a bit of JavaScript and HTML and that kind of thing. I'm really only starting out on the kind of microbit and the kind of the integration of the code with the hardware piece. So it's all a learning curve for me at the moment, Chris.
Ender, that well, thanks for sharing that. That's great. That's great, because you can probably see up here, you've got this JavaScript switch that we can. I mean, I'm going to focus on the blocks. But you can have those the older children.
Sure, yeah.
You know,
but even for the ones starting off, Chris, you know, the blocks are great because it just gets them up and running without having to think too much about syntax and stuff.
Yes, exactly. So, well, in this case, so the first thing I'm going to do is a frog. I'm going to make a frog. I'll call it frog, and with a variable. So we need to make a variable, and the way the microbit works, I need to put this into the start blocks first and go into game. And can you see you've got these create sprite blocks? So we've got the coordinates, and at the moment it's in the middle of the screen. So X is 2, Y is 2. On the microbit, it's 0, 0 is in the top left, and then 4, 4 is in the bottom right. So what I want is my frog to start at the bottom. So I'm going to say X is going to be 2, Y is going to be 4, and it will just take a few seconds. There you go. So that's our first sprite. I can do things such as, maybe because everything's red on the microbit, maybe I want my frog to flash, so I can just do change frog set blink to 8, and now my hang on a second, phone going, just cancel that, and there you go. Now my frog is flashing, so at least I'll be able to tell the difference between the cars. Maybe you want the cars to flash. I mean, that's of course up to the children, up to you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the A and the B buttons. I don't know if you can see my arrow, but I'm circling the A button and the B button. So I'm going to click the, so here we go. I just do on button A press. I go to the game blocks, and I mean, this is kind of straightforward. I just do change X by -1. And oh, sorry, not that one. Yes. So when I'm teaching this in class, so I just shut my door. When I'm teaching this in class, sometimes I make mistakes on purpose, or I forget things, and try and make it look like it's on purpose. But I just just change that to frog, change X by -1, and the frog moves to the left. But if I just do a duplicate of that, and I just change the A to a B, and then I can say, change X by 1. So now we've got our frog that can go left or right. We also want our frog to go forward as well. So I'm going to do, why not this one? So I'll say frog A plus B. So when I press A and B together, my frog's Y is going to change by -1. That's right, isn't it? Let's just check this. So if I press, there you go. So now our frog is going across. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some logic later on that when the frog gets to the end, it goes back to the beginning, resets the Y back to the bottom of the screen, and then we get a point. So we get to the top, and then we start again at the bottom. And we could also maybe make the cars go faster. Well, there's all sorts of logic we could do, but that's the very basic. I mean, at the moment, my frog can't go back. So I'm going to reset that. So that's the very basic controls: left, right, press them together to go up or go across the road. At the moment, this is kind of nice because we have no cars on the road. So I'm going to add some. Now, again, we need to, let's call it car 1. I mean, maybe the kids seem to quite like Teslas and things these days, don't they? Going about their Teslas. So if I go to, so I just do, car 1, just do, say, car 1, and set car 2. And again, I need to create my sprite. So all I do is at the top here, I have my create sprite, and then create sprite here. So I have car 1, car 2, and I've got create sprite. So let's do my car 1 a bit higher up. So I'll say Y is going to be 1. And is that going to be right? Okay, that's not right. I want the X to be 0. Okay, so we have this one here. Then I want this middle car 2, to be on the other side. So that should be, oh, here we go. That's going to save me. If I just hover over it, tells me it's 4, 3. So I'm just going to say 4, 3. I guess we could ask the kids about coordinates. But there we go. We've got our cars currently parked on the side of the screen. What I will do is I will send the code to you all. I will just send this to you now.
Oh.
And you can choose. So Pauline, I know you said you had one on one screen and one on the other. That's great. You can choose to accept the code, or you can just
oh yeah, no, but it's easy. Yeah,
brilliant.
I accept it. So.
Yeah, which is great, because of course there'll be some children in the class that will be flying, doing more, but they don't need that code sent to them, or they can ignore it. I'm not insulted if the kids don't accept it. It's fine. It's an option for them. So here we go. So we've got, now what we need to do is move the cars across. So there's a very nice couple of game blocks. So I can do, here we go. Where is it? Move by 1. So if I do car 1 move by 1, it's going to end up on the other side of the screen once it loads. And then there is this nice one, which is if on edge bounce, which Ender is on Scratch as well, isn't it? I mean, I know Pauline, we all spend a lot of time on Scratch.
Yeah.
There's also that in Scratch. Now that's going too fast. Just like Scratch, we can put a pause. So if I just put a pause of, I don't know, let's make it, I'm getting old now, so my reaction to slow it down. Let's make it so every half second it moves across. I can also do, why don't I say car 2? It should work, shouldn't it, if I remember? So car 2 move by -1, because it's now, and now it should go on the other side. And I'm going to do the same. Car 2, if on edge bounce. So now we've got car 1 and car 2 moving across, hopefully. Why has car 2 not bounced? Why has car 2 not bounced? Let's change that to 1. Interesting.
It is, isn't it?
I love coding.
Because because you would expect to have to tell it to switch to -1s when it bounces, but it's just inherently picked it up.
It's interesting, isn't it? That it gets stuck on there and then it doesn't move.
If we start a little bit to the right, then
Yeah, I mean,
1-1, yeah. Maybe that will work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could do.
Yeah.
Let's change this. So instead of move by 1, I could do it this way. And I mean, we sometimes find these funny things which we enjoy, but I could say change X by 1 and then do the if on edge bounce. But then it won't come back, will it? Because it'll be, so it'll just get stuck and then it's stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just put it into a loop. I guess I could say repeat. I mean, repeat and then do another repeat. Maybe this is kind of nicer because we want them to know about iteration. So change X by -1. And then instead of the pause up the top, hang on a moment. I could do pause in there and a pause in there. And will that go? So I do 5, hopefully. So it goes there.
If you change the car 1, you set by -1. If you change it to 1, it works. Yeah.
Or if I change it to 1, yes. Yes, yeah. It works. I mean, we could leave it like that. We could,
and then it works the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, this is it's kind of fun doing this. So I could just say move by 1. We're just starting at different positions. So I say move by 1, car 2.
Yeah.
And then I have the if on edge bounce, if on edge bounce. Where did I put it? Car 1, car 2. Oh, and I need to put the pause because otherwise it's going to be going crazy.
It's not because he has to do the blink. So he's taking a pause by 100 milliseconds, I think.
Yes.
So it's working. You see there, he's giving a pause. Yeah.
I mean, I can get rid of the blink and see.
Is that?
I mean, I mean, it's not symmetrical or completely in sync, but that's fine. This is meant. This is supposed to represent cars. Yeah, that looks okay. What I want to happen now is when I cross and the frog overlaps the car, it's game over. So for that, all I do is, okay, I'm just going to move. What shall I send you the code?
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'll take it.
So there you go. So okay, so I've sent the code. So we've got this quite simple. I'll delete these ones. I'll get the frog blinking again.
That's nice.
And then all I do over here is right. I need another forever loop. The reason why I do that is rather than putting the logic all in one forever loop with the pause as well, it can just create some some conditions where the frog overlaps the car and it's not picked up by the microbit. So I like to create the conditions in their own forever loop. So in this case, all I do is much like Scratch, if, and then down here somewhere I've got no, hang on, where am I? I say, here it is, this is the one. If is sprite, So I say, is frog sprite touching the car sprite? Then do something. But again, much like Scratch, and sometimes children have a little bit of trouble with this, it can be a little bit fiddly, but all they need to do is do, if frog is touching car 1 or frog is touching car 2, then do game over, basically. So that, I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But we say if frog is touching car 1 or car 2, then within the game blocks, which is quite nice, we've got this game over. Now, where is it? Game over. So now, hopefully, when I, here we go, frog, there we go, game over. So we've lost the game over. It's going to say score 0. We haven't set a score. I'm also going to add over here, what else could we add? I'm going to say if the sorry, Ender, I hope I'm not going too fast on here. I mean,
oh, this is fine for me, Chris, because as you say, the whole block structure and the different statements or syntax, they're very similar to Scratch. So
Yes,
yeah,
fine there. It's just seeing how it plays out on the microbit.
Yeah, but so in this, what we're going to do is we're going to say if, and I need another logic here. I'm going to say if frog y, hang on, let's see. So frog y is equal to, now it's going to be at the top. We said it was 0. So basically, if the frog gets to the top, we want to score a point. So I'm going to say, hang on, change score by 1. Now, really, if we're going to do this properly, because we don't want the children to not do this properly, but it doesn't really matter because the score will always start at 0 anyway when we turn the microbit on. But I think it's just nice to put the set score. That's what we want to do when we show them this. If I just flip this over to JavaScript, we should see at the top. Where are we setting? Oh, no, not quite. Actually, down here, game set score 0. Okay, fine. But we should really have that on the start. So, okay, fine. So I'm going to say if we get to the top, change score by 1, and I'm going to, now there are different ways we could do this. I think we're going to set the frog y back to, set them back to the bottom. So let's see if this works. That should work. I'm trying to remember now. So so hopefully you can see on the whole screen here. And now I'm just, okay, let's see if I go to the top. Oh, yeah, it goes to the top. You have to be a bit careful though, because you'll be hitting that. But no, it does work. So let's do that again. So if I press A, there we go. Now it goes back to the bottom each time. And if I get my frog run over by a car, then it should say game over and give me a score of something. So this is great. The kids can test and see if they've got to the top 3 times that their score actually is 3. Score is, okay, I got to the top twice. So I'll push this code out. This is the basic. This is, a basic game. But what sort of things do we think the kids would want to do? Now if we assume we've got this working, what else could we do?
Add sound.
Yeah, add sound. So if we, okay, I mean, it's kids, isn't it? Depending on it, we could say, before it says game over, we could do splat or something. They'll love that. I can imagine in class they'll be thinking that's hysterical. I'm sure children in Ireland and the Netherlands are no different to the kids. They'll find that right very funny. So we could have that. We said some sound. Right, where are we? Where's sound? Music. Sorry, yeah, music. And then down here, if I assume this is a microbit 2 with the built-in speaker, I could do, no, we won't do the giggle because that's just, you know, that's
just a ping or some, yes, quickly. Yeah.
We'll say, should we say sad? And then we'll play it in the background. Now, the difference is if we do until done, it will play the sound, the full sound, and then it will go game over. But if we say in background, it will play at the same time. Now, I do wonder if you'll be able to hear this, but let's try. So we said, if we get it to splat, nothing played on my screen there. I didn't hear anything. Oh no, it did. Oh, it did. Look, see, this is it. This is what's so lovely. It said splat first, then it played the sound, which is right. That's what I've told it to do. So that's a great question for the kids. Why did it take so long for the splat? I should probably reorder this and put the splat, do the sound first. And okay, here we go. Yeah, that's better. Splat, sad sound running at the same time as splat, and then game over. See, this is quite nice. We can test the reordering of these things, to see what makes for a better game. We could also, okay, the other things the kids can do is, if we go with a basic, when the game starts, we could draw a picture of a frog. Okay. What could we do? Oh dear, this is, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. This isn't really a frog, is it? I've got no idea what I'm doing. That's not a frog. Do frogs have ears like that? I mean, I don't even know what that is, but we could probably put a slight delay on that. So I do apologize for whatever that's meant to be, but if I put that for 5 seconds on start, we've now got a start screen of, well, I don't know what that is, but yeah, we've got a start screen. Or we could say basic and we could do show string and then just get rid of that because that's a bit of an abomination.
You shouldn't be so dismissive of your creative abilities.
I know.
So we say
each to their own.
Well, exactly. So we probably don't need the pause in there, but you could put a title screen, but that's nice. So it gets the children thinking about the games that they play and how they're structured. You don't just go into the game. There's some instructions. Maybe it can be a bit laborious showing instructions on the microbit screen, but you know, why not? You could say press A to start, or I don't know. So you could do that. The other thing is we've got some sound. Shall we have a ping as well, Pauline? You said some sound. Shall we have a ping if we get to the other side? So I'll say
that would be nice.
Yeah, we'll do a play a tone. So we'll just play a simple tone. Play tone, not until done, but in background. So that's a good tip, isn't it? That I've learned. Put the sound first. So we'll say middle C. I don't quite know what that's going to sound like. Let's see. So I do this, and then you
have to win now.
Yeah, I have to get to the other side. So that if okay, Frogger. Okay, here we go. Oh no, it just got splatted. How did that? I thought I made it. Okay, let's get rid of that so it goes straight into the game.
Got it.
There you go. I mean, it's not a very exciting sound, but it's a sound. And the other thing we can do is this pause. So those kids that are really into this, and there will be some kids that are just flying, is we can have a bit of fun with that pause. So we can say, well, if score is 5, set the pause to 200 milliseconds. So I can, if I just delete that, and so how do I do that? I just need to create a variable, call it, I could call it pause or challenge maybe. I just need to think about how to do this. Set challenge to, initially we're going to, okay, let's do it. The original one, let's set it to 1,000. So it's very simple. So we'll say set pause to, and then with my variables, change, hang on, what is it? Challenge. So I set my pause to 1,000, and that's going to be very slow. So every second. And then over here, I have another if, and I say, if, oh dear, let's do this. So if I say if score, if, hang on, what am I doing? So I should say this, Ender, that sometimes I get confused myself and Pauline. Score is a variable, but because it's part of the game block, it's in the game blocks. Because it's part of the game module, you have to look for score in here. So I'm going to say logic, where am I? If score is greater than or equal to,
you won.
Should we say, let's set it to 2 for now. I'm going to say set challenge to 500, which
Very
means and then I'm going to do another one. If score is greater than 5, set challenge to, I mean, this is going to be impossible basically. So I change that to 5. Hang on. So great.
You get to a new level.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to test that this works, because sometimes, same, not just with microbit, the logic might need flicking around, or I might need another forever loop, but I'm going to just practice this. So here we go. Right. No, I'm getting stuck because it goes to the bottom each time. Let's just go a bit slow. Here we go. So I go, okay, so then this car goes past. Oh, what am I doing? Why don't I send the code to you?
You're having fun.
Sorry,
I wonder, Chris.
I don't want this.
I'll send the code. Oh, where's my code gone? Oh, here we go. Send code. Okay, so the code should be on its way to you. Edit code. And yeah. Have you got the code?
Yes, thanks.
Oh, it's really cool that it works like that. Okay, I had a bit of a, my computer had a bit of a wobble out. It just a bit slow. So let's try this. So when we get to 2, the cars should speed up. And now it's reset to the bottom. Okay, so I've got 1. Oh yes, the cars have definitely got faster. Yes, so it's working. And you can add, of course, you can add more. I mean, you could maybe make the cars do something more challenging than just go, backwards and forwards.
I put in a random that they will change on random places.
Make them go randomly. I mean, and actually looking at that doesn't really look like a car. I mean, the cars are just going, backwards and forwards on a road. That's not right, is it? They should be going always
around direction.
Always,
so like your frog, they should revert back to.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I mean, really, the point exactly. There's some iteration. There's some obstacles that we're going to avoid. So let's just change that. So if I just said car 1, so I'm going to do this. So car. Okay, what are we going to do? So I'll say advanced. And this is great. That could be the basic game, but the kids could do something a bit more challenging. They could say move car by X by 1, and then you could say if car X equals, where am I? If car X, I need this one. If car X, and I've got my logic here. If car X equals 5, I'm going to reset it back to the beginning. So I say if car 1 X, because that one is going left to right, isn't it? So that should be 4. Set car 1 back to the beginning. So I just do game set. Now this should work, shouldn't it? you know, I do love coding. Just it should do what I expect. So it goes, oh yeah, there you go. That's better. There you go. That's more like it. So now we've got the forever loop. So it's always hitting the challenge variable. So we only need one of those. So now I need to do something the same for.
It doesn't go all the way down.
Ah, is it not going all the way down? Okay.
No, not on number 4. Yeah.
I'm going to do this. So I'll do minus car2 by -1, and then I'm going to just car2. We want the x to be 4, and we want to change this one to 0 because it's going the other way. Hopefully that's going to do it. So it's going to go. There you go. That's more like it, isn't it? That's a car. We could. Yes, that's better. But
Yeah.
I mean, really, this is a creativity, isn't it? This is up to the children.
Yeah.
We could add some randomness in. We could, instead of setting x to 4, we could go into math and do pick random. Maybe we could do that. Or and say pick random doesn't always. Well, that's the one that's. So if it's 0, we could say set it to 3 or 4. Pick random 3 or 4, and that gives it a little bit of. Creates a bit of fun. Okay, at the moment it's not doing it, but we'll see. Maybe it needs a couple of goes. Pick random. Hasn't done that. Set x2 changes. Yeah, that's kind of cool, isn't it? I mean, that's the game. We can add another one here. Pick random 0 and 1. Yep, there you go. And yeah, there you go. That's oh, that worked this time. I think I'm. Oh, it's not getting to the end. Quite. You said that, Pauline, didn't you?
I didn't see how it. So I'm just
getting to the end. I think what's happening is it is being shown on the end,
but you don't see it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
we may need a pause in there.
Yes. Let's try that because these are the lovely things. This is where the children really show they understand this. Let's just put a short pause, see if that goes. Yes, it sort of did. You can see it blinking for a second, can't you?
Yeah.
We'll probably change that to half a second, or set it to whatever the challenge is. Set it to that. Let's see. So it goes. Yeah, that's it.
Very good.
There you go. These are nice touches, aren't they? Nice sort of icing on the cake. But yeah, that does it. That's going to do it. It's going to show for half a second, and it's nice. The cars are not quite in sync because we've got this little randomness going on as well. But yeah, these are the things the children can do of their own, of whatever they. Yeah, I mean, I have been asked before. Oh, is this copy code? In that all the children are doing is copying the code, and then that's it. They've made a game. Well, there is an element of that, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I think sometimes that's how I learned how to code. I think by copying things in, but then I learned by making subtle changes and thinking, well, if I make this change, it will make it more fun, I think. But let's try it. So, and that's really what we're encouraging the children to do. They'll all get to make a game this way. They'll all get to play a game, but they'll, well, ideally, all of them will experiment either with something, just putting a message on, or with some sound, or these logic. This, you know, those computer scientists are really into it, will be experimenting with the algorithm of the cars and to how to make that more challenging. And yeah, that's what we want in our classrooms, isn't it? We want to challenge all, and do something for everyone. And yeah, I think this, yeah, it can be quite a simple algorithm, but we could also come up with some quite challenging, complicated things as well, which is really cool. But yeah, that's it. Shall I send this code out?
Yes, please.
I'm not sure if I did that. There you go.
Yeah, got that. Thanks.
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you have any questions on it, really? Anything you'd like to do?
I tried to make such a game, but can you also use, like you use the microbit to go forward and backward? Because it is kind of slow. He's reacting kind of slow, or do you have to change the accelerator with changing?
Yes.
Have you tried that one or no?
Yes. Shall we do that? Should we do that now? So
I don't know about Emda. Do you like that? Because that's kind of, we can keep this code, yeah. So
yeah.
Well, I guess look, as you say, that's the basic game there. I don't mind if we want to try and flex it a bit now.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have, I suppose,
so
what I've got there.
So I'll explain, Ender. So what we're going to do is you're going to tilt the microbit, and the frog's going to move forward, or tilt left, tilt back. So the frog is going to move based on, well, using
you move the microbit. Yeah.
Yes. So the accelerometer, which is kind of cool. That's actually something quite unique about the microbit.
Yeah.
Sure.
And using buttons, but so okay, fine. Actually, we'll leave these inputs on there because children can say, well, we'll either use the buttons or we'll tilt it. So for this one, it's actually pretty straightforward, because I've done this before. I just need to remember. So we basically need these logic blocks. So I'm going to say if, and we need 4 of them. So I'm going to actually, let's just do it that way. So I say if, now down here we've got acceleration, and again we need another logic. So I say if, and it is, now this is the tricky bit, and this is where the children just need to test this. So we say if acceleration of x is greater than I think let's just say 100. Now mg, this is, I think g is as in what 10 meters per second, or whatever the decimal place is if we're physicists, but let's just say that's 10 meters per second. So this is, I believe this will be a tenth of it, or maybe, because it's in millig, so it's 100 millig, so it's 0.1 of a g. We're going to change the x by 1. So I'm going to say change x by 1, and then I'm going to just keep this simple and just duplicate. And it's, of course, it's not sprite, it's frog. It's the frog we're changing. So I say frog. So change the x. If it's less than 100, we want the x to go -1. So now with my microbit, can you see if I tilt my microbit, the frog does go left and right, but there is something else we need to do. We need to force a pause to slow the frog down. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult to control. And I can't remember if it's 200 milliseconds, which makes it a bit easier, or if it's 500. But at the moment, it's going left and right.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll change it to half a second. This is a nice thing for the children to, if they're game developers, this is your sensitivity, really. What makes the game playable? If it's too sensitive, it's not going to work. But so there you go. We've got it moving left and right, and then we do the same again, except instead of X, we just change everything to Y basically. So I just do this.
It has to be higher accelerometer because he's now very quickly reacting. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I say if Y is greater than 100, just need to always just keep thinking about this. It's easy to get this the wrong way around. If acceleration of Y is less than 100, change Y by -1. That should be right. But we only need one pause because we only need one pause because it's at the top. Oh, sorry, here we go. Because it's at the top. Here we go. Let's try this. So refresh. And now I'll push the code out. But this is the input control. We use the accelerometer, depending on what the accelerometer detects or measures. That's a better word, isn't it? Depending on what it measures, the frog will move across, and that's nice actually. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
So you've got the buttons or the accelerometer. Let's think, what else can we do? I mean, I know some children, you may have some musicians. Sometimes children I've seen like to have a backing music.
Yeah.
It depends how brave you are to encourage that in your classroom, and having 30 microbits playing music.
It's depending on what day of the week it is. Yeah,
and how your day has gone so far. Yeah,
it's up to you, but you could have them in the, if I go to music, I think, here we go, play melody. Don't worry, I don't think I'll subject you to this, but we could say looping and then have them make a frog thing. I won't do that to save us all, but they could do that too. That would be kind of cool. Sometimes you might come across, I'll just stop there. You might come across we're trying to do too many things for this poor little microbit. We've got someone wants to join the meeting. I wonder if I've got Cody. Might have been the timings, the time zone differences all getting a bit. Yeah. Hey, Cody. Oh, hey, Cody. So we're just finishing up, Cody. Actually, I know all of the time zones can get a bit confusing with all the shift for summertime in Europe and North America, and
it's fine. It's fine. I'm in Canada. I thought I would join, but then I noticed I was late. But I'm still showing up just to say hi.
Yeah, awesome, Cody. Lovely.
That's my son, Cat.
Oh, you were looking forward to make Frogger, yeah?
Frogger, yes. That's my dog.
Frogger.
There you go. You guys see everyone. I'll put my.
It's lovely to hear you. Actually, lovely to hear you, Cody.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Hey guys. Yeah.
Hi.
Where we've kind of, so Cody. Cody, we've been making Frogger. I have recorded this, so hopefully it has recorded. Hopefully I've pressed all the right buttons, and I'll be able to share all of this with everybody. Oh yeah, here you go. There is a recording button there, so I'll share the recording. But yeah, we've kind of made it. We've changed the controls. So Pauline and Ender were saying, "Oh, can we control with the accelerometer?" So we've done that. We've added some sounds. Yeah, we've made the game more challenging as well, haven't we, Ender?
We have, yeah. The speed of the cars. It's very good.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, really. Yeah. So how are you doing, Cody, anyway?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm just finishing off my summer, so we don't go back until September 3rd.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more time.
Do you have?
Yeah, and because I'm in Canada, I think we're probably different timelines.
Well, we're back. So in the UK, I'm back on Friday for training. But yes, the kids aren't back until Wednesday, which is the 3rd, isn't it? I think Is it the same in Ireland or back a bit earlier?
Most schools are back at this stage. They just started back in the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Actually, it's quite nice.
It's a crime, actually. When I was a kid, there was no question of going back to school before September. Now it's just normal that they have to be. But anyway, I guess, depends which side you're sitting on. Definitely, things are quieter at home all of a sudden. So.
And how about yourself, Pauline? So you're not in schools, are you, Pauline?
Yes. I'm teaching 2 days a week for a school for visually impaired children.
Yeah.
And in the Netherlands, we have like 3 zones. So there is one zone is going quicker on a holiday and then have to start earlier. So is less crowded in the Netherlands with people moving around. So we started 2 weeks ago already. Yeah. But then we have early holiday next year. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in the UK, Scotland goes back sooner. I think with the summer, they go away a little earlier just to get a bit more of the summer. But we've been lucky this year. The summer hasn't been so bad. Hasn't been brilliant, but hasn't been bad. And I'm kind of loving the beard as well, Cody. Mine's a bit grayer here, but I kind of like the length. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking about growing it out because I play Santa over Christmas. So.
Oh, it's lovely to catch up with everyone. It's really nice, on X, sharing and seeing what everyone's up to. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. I mean, this session on its own is very useful. It's quite inspiring in terms of just giving a bit of courage to go and try this in front of with a group. So I look forward to trying that.
Yes, and really, Enda, from my point of view, when I'm doing this, I'll do my live coding. I kind of make mistakes, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not.
Yeah.
And I think that's good for the kids too, anyway, that they see it's normal to fix errors.
I think it's great. Like the example you had there where the sound happened way after the visual. And you say, oh, why did that happen? I wasn't expecting that. What could we do there? And, maybe someone will help you problem solve. So that's good. It's engaging their brains. I don't have any problem either with showing them a certain amount of code. And certainly the kids who are struggling a bit more, they just want to get the bit of structure and then they'll feel a bit more confident about experimenting. But I think it's useful to be able to share it. So I think that's a great feature. I haven't seen that before in an environment where you can just, share out the code. Saves a lot of visiting different or even having to have lots of different versions of it saved up in advance.
It's great.
Feature. Yeah.
When I don't know because I've set this up now, but when I set it up, if you can see my if I click setup, is this going to work? I can give some starter code to students as well.
Yeah.
So the starter code, we just had the 2 on start forever blocks, but we could get them started. Well, depending on maybe this is lesson 2. You can also, if you haven't used this tool before, when I do the save, I can save it as a file, so it'll have all of this code as it exists. So if we only get halfway through in one lesson, I can reload this by clicking on this file for the next lesson, and it will load just where we can start off from where we finished the previous lesson, which is quite useful. I can save a session report, and it will have a printout of code on all of the student screens as well, so I could use that for assessment if you wanted to as well. They've really
so you save everything. They don't actually need to save their own version because you're saving every individual's code from their session. That's great.
You can go to my code too, can't you, Chris?
Oh, yes.
Then you can show each other. And I think I remember that I can say I'm ready, but I don't see that button anymore. So like raise, I can raise it.
Yeah, there's a hand up, isn't there? But that would be really. I mean, this is quite useful, the edit name, because there's always, I'm sure it's no different in Canada, Cody, children calling themselves silly names. I'm sure that happens in Canada.
Oh, you get the kids in a group together. There's always going to be the thing that I've found is some of the apps that I do that are collaborative are anonymous. So you don't you don't know who's doing the thing that's wrong, and that can be a very. I try not to do those anymore because that's a moment where you're like, I have to be angry at all of you because I don't know who to be, who to stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I know. It's not. It's good to have their real name so we know who they are. But also you can subtly change their name if they've if they've got something not quite appropriate there. And I've already shown this off where you've got the lock student screen, so making sure they pay attention to you. That's really cool. And I know we all work in IT and computing, but I'm still kind of amazed that I can do that across the internet to Canada and the Netherlands and Dublin, over here in Ireland. It's it's pretty cool. So that's kind of where.
Is there a feature there, Chris, where, and I think you might have touched on it, Pauline, where a student can save their own code because they may want to do that, go away and work on it themselves.
With the down next to the downloads on left to the bottom, you can say download as a file.
Download as file. Yeah, I think I tried that earlier and it said it saved it as hex. So I guess I can load that up then into my own environment.
If you start on an empty screen, you can drag it into the make code and then you have it.
If you go to makecodemicrobit.com, you can drag that hex code into that screen and it'll load the code out of the hex file.
Yeah.
I like to share. I just share and save things to like a Word document, and then they just exist in there all the time. You can just load them anytime you want, and you don't really need to have users. I know you guys have set it up for a classroom, but that is that I use when I'm sharing code. Is just here's a document that links to my original.
Yeah. It's kind of Well, there you go. That's
great.
That's lovely.
Thank you very much.
I think we've had a couple of people join us, or maybe in the background. I saw Alofs, or I'm not sure if I'm saying names right, but welcome. I'm not sure if you can hear us, but
thank you very much.
So I'll send around the recording, and I'll organise another one. Should we do another one maybe towards Christmas, or we'll do maybe a Christmas thing.
That would be nice.
Lovely to meet everybody. Nice.
Likewise. Thank you very much, Chris, for organising this.
Yes, thank you very much,
thanks, guys.
And take care.
Pauline, thanks.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Stop recording. Stop recording.